What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. And yesterday or over the weekend, we didn't do any shows on the Wager Talk channel. I mean, I did do some stuff on my own, but overall, WNBA was good over the weekend. Won 6 out of 8, and we'll try to carry that over here into Monday. Vino, haven't talked to you in a little bit. How's everything been for you? How you doing today?
Doing good today, Skee. Yesterday was a good day. The weekend itself was about 50-50, Friday, Saturday, and then yesterday it broke through with a pretty good day. But if I'm just going to sort out the W, I think it was 3-4 over the weekend. The winnings yesterday came off of the NBA Summer League. A couple of winners there, and then a push 2-0-1 in that, which gave me a plus for the pretty good plus for the day. But yeah, the W has been just, as we say in Italian, mezza mezz, half and half, 50-50.
Roll Tide, appreciate the $2 dono. Appreciate all you guys tapping in, but definitely appreciate that. What'd you say, Vino? How do they call it?
In Italian,
Yeah.
mezza mezz, half and half,
Okay.
50-50.
Gotcha. That's a new one for me. Learn something new every day.
All right.
Um,
That's what we're here
before
for.
before we get started on the games, um, I want to go and just say, because not a lot of people are going to go and say anything. Angel Reese continues to ball out. Oh my God. If you watched that last game versus the Lynx, there's absolutely nothing the hater can say anymore. She's over there doing she's crossing people over, doing step back jumpers, uh taking the Fiza Collier, hitting them Lisa Leslie post moves on her, hook shot. I'm like, man, she's been working on her game and it's been showing. So I want to show her a little bit of love to start this show. Definitely James A. She's getting better. All right. Yeah, setting people up now. Point forward, Reese. Man, she looked good. She looked good, bro. She looked damn good. All right, Vino. 2 games to talk about here today. First up, we have a rematch of what I was just talking about there. Lynx and Sky. Got Lynx opened as a 10.5 point favorite. Still looks like that right now. Total hasn't moved much, sitting at 161. And I don't believe we have injuries. No, I don't see injury report is pretty clean. So, like I mentioned, these teams just played the other day. Lynx were a big favorite, I think 12 and a half, and lost outright. Believe they lost by 6 points. Sky have been playing good basketball, Vino. I mean, I just talked about Angel Reese. They've covered 8 straight games. When you get Cardosa back too, that the what I'll say the tandem of her and Angel Reese, it's pretty tough front court to stop. So I like what I've been seeing from them. On the other side, we know how good the Lynx are. Um, and we know how good the Lynx have been after they lose a game. Yeah, that can go back as far as you want to look with Shell Reeve as the coach. She always has her team ready to play the next day. This one's a little tough, I mean, current form of the Sky, just cover, cover, cover. What I think about the Lynx as far as uh, I expect them to be ready and they're focused on this game. I'll mention this too. If you watch and follow the social media stuff, Courtney Williams and Atisha Heidemann, who both play for the Lynx, they do a podcast. And it was a little while back. They had Dejanay Carrington on the podcast, and they're making fun of her, like, y'all ain't even beat the Sky. And then social media came back and was all over Courtney Williams and the Lynx, giving them a little taste of their own medicine after they lost to the Sky. So Courtney Williams retweeted it. Um, she was laughing at it, and she said, "That's all right. We'll get to see y'all again on Monday." So I do think the Lynx will be focused on this game. I think you'll get a really good effort. Will it be enough to win by 11, Rob Vino? How do you feel about it?
Well, let's go back to the first game between these two the other day, Ski. I couldn't understand why that line kept climbing in favor of Minnesota. I think that game closed at like 12 or something like that. It was kind of crazy how much money Minnesota got. We had talked about this the last time I talked about you, how jam-packed Minnesota's schedule had been. That was their seventh game in 12 days for the Lynx. And like you say, Chicago's been playing really good, especially Ski. The improvement, at least in my eyes, on the offensive end has been immense out of Chicago. You can count on them to score now. They played a lot of overs recently, and they scored that day. What bothers me a little bit about them tonight is they had 57 in the first half, and then Minnesota kind of clamped down and only gave up 30 in the second half. Wasn't enough to get them a win, but they did win the second half 37-30, +7. And they're probably, with a little rest now, going to, like you just said there, um, seek a little bit of revenge. But I don't know that I could lay double digits against this guy right now. Again, back to Angel Reese. It's at least the month of July. I want to say it's about 8 games in a row now where her numbers have been excellent. There's a lot of double doubles early on where you could laugh at when you're going 2 for 9, but picking up a double double. But those lines, those stat lines aren't being aren't final stat lines for her anymore. Shooting's better, rebounding's better. Maybe it took Cardoso to go away a little bit and the coach to put Angel Reese in a little bit of a different role. I read an article where maybe they were misusing Angel Reese's abilities a little bit, and now that they've made a couple of tweaks to what they do, the system is opened up. Shooters are getting shots. Rachel Banham's a good example of somebody who's actually cashing in on threes. I think Rebecca Allen had a big day recently. So the depth of the sky has gone to where I think there's 8 dependable players in this rotation now, because Elizabeth Williams had the opportunity to play a lot of minutes while Camila Cardoso was gone, and Williams contributed off the bench the other day. So I kind of like the sky, but I'm in that quandary with you. I'm a little afraid to bet against the Lynx. We know what they're capable of, very professional team, but I certainly don't want to give that many points. I took a look at the total. My immediate draw was to the over because Chicago's been playing so good offensively. But that 67-point second half scares me a little bit from the other day. So I didn't play this game. I think if I was going to lean, I would lean toward maybe a little bit toward the over to get to 162 here. But the game itself, I don't know that I want either side. And my initial glance said Chicago plus, but just not sure.
First of all, you capper. I don't know what, bruh. That's like speaking a different language to me. I don't know how to do that, man. But I'll try. I'll get. I'll give it a shot later. Appreciate you letting us know. People in the chat, like in Sky, like in Reese. Um, so before I get to some players, I mean, it's links or nothing for me, Vino. I was on the Sky last game, last meeting, but I do not believe in betting against the Lynx after they just lost the game. I don't believe in that. It's a one way ticket for me. So links or nothing. UCapper says took under 162. Links are going to have to crash boards and limit second chance opportunities. If they focus on that, that means transition points will be limited. Interesting. Interesting take there. On that note, though, as far as they're going to have to crash boards and limit second chance opportunities, I agree. And because of that, I mean, you're going to see all of the bigs for the Lynx boxing out like their life depends on it. Because if not, you know where those rebounds are going. Um, so when the bigs are boxing people out, it does open up some opportunities for the guards to come in there and grab some boards, right? Like Courtney Williams. I like this play from dropping dimes. I personally played her points, rebounds, and assists 25 and a half for a few different reasons. I talked about her Twitter quote and her attention, how it's going to be on this game. Another one is the rebounding that I just mentioned. I mean, in 2 meetings versus Scott, she's had 8 rebounds. And they need the guards to get in there and board while the bigs box out Cardosa and Angel Reese. Um, as far as playmaking and scoring, I mean, Chicago's guards are just weak, bro. Nobody over there can defend Courtney Williams. She's gonna be able to get wherever she wants and either rise up and score, or if they bring more help, she'll find an open player. So I like Williams, um, Courtney Williams, PRA 25 and a half. Can't talk you off of rebounds and assists as well. But Vino, I know you're not the biggest prop person, but what do you think of that comment there from UCAP as far as an under in this game?
I can put some numbers to it, Skee, from that meeting the other day. Chicago won the second chance points battle 28-10. Fast break points, they only had 4, so transition didn't really come into play for the Sky in that game. But the rebounding numbers were crazy because Angel Reese had 11 and Cardoza had 15. 26. It's as if the Minnesota front line didn't show up. Collier had a lot of points. She always does, 26. But Alana Smith, Bridget Carlton, you got to get some boards. They were grossly outplayed underneath in that game. And like I say, if you're going to let Angel Reese, not let because she's going to get 11 boards, but when she goes 8 for 14 from the floor, it's difficult to stop that team from scoring. We shall see. I can't argue against the Courtney Williams prop, though. She had 8 boards herself on Saturday. She was the leading rebounder for Minnesota on Saturday with 8. So that ought to tell you a little something. She can get in there and get the boards. I think she tied Collier now that I look at the box. I wouldn't play against it, but then again, I'm not a big prop player in that W.
All right. That's a good comment here from B-Man as well. Yeah, a lot of games for the Lynx they've been playing. Have had a couple back-to-backs in there. Sky says 5th game in 9 days and 1 back-to-back. He thinks both teams are a little tired here. He likes that under. So good stuff on that first game. We'll move it over to this second one here, and that is Phoenix and Golden State. Mercury at the Valkyries opened up -2 for Valkyries. I'm seeing 2.5s out there. I see a 3 popping up as well. Total open 158.5. It's as high as, I mean, I guess not much movement there. 159 is what I'm looking at. Who is available? Maria C for Golden State continues to be out. For Phoenix, name a couple players. They are important. Kalia, Satu, both remain out and held as game time decision. So Phoenix, I can't look it up right now. My bad, but I'm pretty sure Phoenix last game was versus the Aces, and they won outright as an underdog. Alyssa Thomas had a huge game. I believe she had triple double. She was hitting fadeaway jumpers. She was doing everything. She was excited to have her boo back on the team, and they made a statement in that first game. Now they'll have to do it again. I mean, we often see when the stars are out, players step out, step up, and they did step up for a couple games. But we see it again here on the road versus Valkyries team, who's very, very feisty at home. What do you think, Vino?
Yeah, a couple of things here. The game you referenced to was 5 days ago. They've had a lot of rest. The Phoenix Mercury have. It was against Minnesota. It was one of those afternoon games, I think. 79-71. If you just look at the scheduling situation, it certainly favors Phoenix, right? 5 days off, Golden State's first home off of a 4-game road trip. And the 4-game road trip were all pretty competitive games, right? Las Vegas, Atlanta, Indiana, Minnesota. No joke where those 4 teams are concerned. They go 1-3 straight up, 2-2 against the spread. But Golden State, I talked about Chicago's offense being improved. Golden State's offense has improved as well. 80 plus in 7 of their last 9, 78 plus in 8 of their last 9. I tell you, 78 out of Golden State could get you over this total if Phoenix gets to 81 and wins the game. So 81-78 doesn't sound like it's that far-fetched in this one. There's going to be a lot of 3-point shots in this game, right? These teams are number 1 and number 2 in the league in 3-point attempts. We've known about Golden State all year long. That's their philosophy. They take 33s a game, almost 30 and a half. Phoenix takes 29. That's almost 63s probably taken in this game. And I bring that up because Phoenix won that game against Minnesota, the Alyssa Thomas game you talked about. They won that game by going 1 for 16 from 3-point range. Remember the game before when they did not have Sabali and Kalia Copper, it was Sammy Wickham who went off for 36, right? And then she got shut down by Minnesota. They were 1 for 16 from 3. They're liable to go off here in this game. I wouldn't put it past Phoenix to certainly do way better than 1 for 16 in this game. Alyssa Thomas took over, like you said, 24 shots in that one. And DeWanna Bonner, just to put some numbers to her, it was her first game played for Phoenix, 26 minutes, 17 seconds in that game, contributed 7.6 boards. That does neutralize a little bit of the pain of not having Sabali on the front line. Obviously, she's not Satu, but it does at least give them another person who's another player who's really capable. I think over 158.5 is the way to go here. Skee. At first, I looked at Phoenix off of the scheduling advantage, thinking maybe Phoenix is the play. But I'm really afraid of Golden State at home, where I think last week you referred to Golden State as feisty. They're ultra feisty at home. Um, I don't know if we can put our NBA theory into play in the WNBA. 4-game road trip, first game home. I don't know how well that works here in this league, but I will say 158.5 looked a little low to me for a home team that's scoring 80 plus almost on a regular basis right now, and a road team that we know can play offense and went 1 for 16 from three last game. I'd expect a big bounce back there shooting wise from Phoenix.
Well, I do respect the Valkyries defense. Um, I don't know. I'm focusing more on. I don't want to look at the total. I guess that's what I want to say. I'll leave that to you there, Vino. But as far as the side is concerned, I feel like it's a little bit of a letdown spot for Phoenix. Like they're coming off of that statement win versus. Oh, it wasn't the Aces. It was the Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, it was the
Statement.
Lynx.
Oh, it was the Lynx.
Yeah, it was like 5 days ago.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. They have 4 days off. Yeah, Lynx. You're right. Not Liberty. Man, I had a night last night. If you can't tell, I'm suffering today, man. I'm trying to get myself together. A lot of tequila last night, man. Lots of tequila. But coming off of that statement win, um, and on the road, I don't know. Having 4 days off, we always talk about rest versus rust. I feel like it could be a little bit of a rustier letdown spot for Phoenix. And we talk about, I mean, we call it flat spot, right? First game back home after the road trip for the Valkyries. But I'm not so sure that they'll be flat. I mean, I think they won one out of those 4 games. And like we said, the energy in the Chase Center, they love their Valkyries over there. They get support from NBA players. The fans over there pack out the building, and I don't think they'll be flat in that building. That's kind of what I'm saying there, and because they've been losing lately, so I agree with the line move going towards the home team. I think that is the right side here. Um, People in the chat mentioning that Valkyries have been really good in the first half. I think it was Mark that said, my bad. Let me go back here. Mark said they're 7-0, their last 7 ATS. So could look at chopping this one in half. Let's see anything else. Dropping Dime says first game at home in 2 weeks. The crowd will be pumped. I agree. I agree. Um, UCapper says first game home off a long trip is typically a fade spot. I just don't think so this time. I get it. And usually I agree. In this comment, Jerry says, just don't take Erica Wheeler threes. That's key. I mean, I didn't take her in the last game. The game I did take her, she won. She's been hitting, but I won't be looking to take her again because they added Tiffany Mitchell. It's going to take away some of her attempts and minutes. So, and that game is not even today. I'm not sure why that comment even came up, but I'll address it. All right, Vino. Anything else on this game before we close it up?
The only thing I'll say real quick, Skee, is this is the week leading into All-Star break, which is Saturday. The game is Saturday. And when I took a look at the standings this morning, and it's hard to tell which teams just want to get to the All-Star game and which want to go in strong. But I feel like Chicago's playing with momentum. That was what I had in my notes, playing with a lot of momentum and probably want to keep it rolling into the All-Star break. Feel Golden State, when I looked, they were 10-10 and sitting a half a game behind Indiana and Washington, important to them. And Phoenix is right there tied for second with the Liberty right now. So some teams with motivation, I think, these last 4 days before the All-Star break hits to get some wins. Unfortunately, I put Phoenix and Golden State both in that same category, and they're playing each other tonight. So I don't have a real good look toward the side.
All right, so good. We I think we did a pretty solid job. These 2 games took us a little bit less than 20 minutes to get through them. And then before we do get to best bets, I, I think it's still active. And if it's not, we'll just get to laugh at the picture one more time. But 3-day flex pass for just $49. You get to save $20 pretty much by taking advantage of this deal, and you can choose whoever you would like to roll with. And right now, we might want to try some different guys out, right? It's no baseball, not a whole lot going on to bet. But WNBA is still here for today, Tuesday, Wednesday, pretty sure. Or maybe today and tomorrow. I don't know. We still have some games that we're betting. So you see myself on there. RC's doing well in WNBA. Rob still not good looking enough to get on the graphic, but you can choose who you would like to roll with if you do have this one, or if you do go with the flex picks. All right, Vino. Now I did forget to do this, and that damn tequila, Vino. Got the ticker there at the bottom now, and we will move it over to best bets. So I'll ask you, Vino, if there's anything else that you would like to promote, and if you have a best bet for the show, we would love to hear it. If you do not, it's all good.
I think promotion wise, you summed it up pretty good, Skee. Nice picture there. We do get an extra day to look at that photo. But I'll go right to best bet. The only game I played in the WNBA today is what I'll leave here as the best bet, and that is the Phoenix Golden State total over. Listed a lot of reasons why. Didn't go ahead and give the number of Phoenix being 6-1 last 7 games over this particular total. To me, this total is just way too low. 58.5. I figure they can get to the low to mid 160s here. So that's going to be my play, best bet for the show. Also a client release for those watching here. Phoenix Golden State up and over 158.5.
All right, good stuff from Vino, Jerry. It's all good, bro. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I mean, it's not. I'm not in a fun mood. It's just I'm hungover right now. I'm feeling terrible. That's all. So I'm struggling. I just didn't understand, but it's all good. My best bet. Well, I do have. I've hit 9 of my last 12 WNBA sides. I do have a side that I like tonight. Um, you Gabber says your voice sounds like you had more TPs. I did. I had no P's, just T all night.
That's,
if you watch if you watch the free play video I did this morning, my voice probably sounds even worse. But my best bet for the show, I will go with Courtney Williams over the 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Talked about it earlier. I just think it's a really good matchup for her. She's cleared it last 4 games. 2 of those games have been against Chicago. They don't have anybody to defend her. She'll get to whatever spot she wants to, be able to rise up and score or dish if they help. And she has to get in there and help rebound because you got Angel Reese and Cardoso grabbing everything. So I like Courtney Williams over 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists as my best bet for the show. All right. We did a pretty solid job here, Vino. It's always great talking these games out with you. Appreciate you taking the time to do so with me. For you all in the chat, appreciate y'all as well. Great cappers and great people, like I always say. And you guys help make the show what it is. To everybody else out there that who's not in the YouTube chat, I see Twitch, X or Twitter, however you want to call it, Kick. I know we're on Apple, Spotify. We appreciate y'all watching as well. We'll be back again tomorrow. We do have 2 more games there, and we'll see you then. Best of luck on all your action tonight.